My husband died recently. I've tried everything to move on. So I thought I'd come here to get away from everything.
Is this your first feature?
It is, yes.
And how was that experience?
It was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. It was very hard to get there.
Yeah.
You know, the whole pre-production and getting everything together, getting the money together, it was very hard, but the shoot itself was just, it was amazing. It felt like it was a long time coming, and it was wonderful.
And how was it different to the shorts that you've directed previously?
I'd been working on this one for such a long time. I wrote the script 4 or 5 years ago, and it felt like I knew this inside out. I knew everything, even though I've been rewriting and it changed a lot over time, it felt like a very personal story that I'd been putting a lot of time into. So I felt very prepared when I got there. While the short films, I never had more than a month to get it ready. So yeah.
Much more time.
Yes, much more time. Not so much more time to shoot it, but definitely more time to get ready and to prepare to know it inside out.
Absolutely. And so, where did your inspiration come from to write this script?
It just came from wanting to make a good ghost story based in Britain and taking advantage of the wonderful countryside, and it's based in Wales. Originally we thought England, and then I fell in love with Wales, and it's such a beautiful area, and it's such a big part of the film. The atmosphere really is just, you look at those landscapes and you can't help thinking British ghost story. It's wonderful. And it's and then there's themes there of grief and redemption and finding comfort in the supernatural that I really wanted to. I don't know, it just came out naturally. It's the kind of thing that I'm preoccupied with, I guess.
Yeah. I suppose when it's your passion and you're focused on something, it's very easy for the ideas to come, the inspiration to flow. It doesn't take too much effort from the creative side. Or maybe it does.
It always depends. And for this one, I know that the first draft was very quick. I wrote the first draft in less than a week. It was very easy, and it just fell out, and it's pretty great.
Yeah.
But then I had 15 rewrites on it, so that was a little bit more difficult over the years, and trying to get it to fit not only what I wanted to make, but also the setting that we found. We found this amazing house, and so I rewrote around the house, and it felt like a long process, but
that's amazing. My other question is, how was it working with the cast and crew on this production?
Cast and crew, they were awesome. It was great. It was fantastic. We had a pretty small crew, so everybody was very tight. It's a cast of 5. So that's also, I got to spend a little bit of time workshopping the script and talking to them more in detail, and really getting to know what they felt about the whole film, and getting their ideas and suggestions for dialogue, and the crew they were fantastic. There's some of them I'd worked with before and some of them were new, but we also, obviously this being a low budget production, we didn't have big hotels to stay in, so we had those 3 cottages where the entire crew stayed. So everybody would come out at night and go party together, or even just if you stayed home, you would come back, and I'd be staying with the producer and the director of photography and the script supervisor, and it made it so much more friendly, and it was like a big family.
I was just about to say,
you come back at night and you watch some horror movie, and then you can discuss the next day or not, and it was very friendly and nice.
And my other question is, as a director, did this movie turn out the way that you envisioned it would?
Yes. And I've been wondering about, because I said when we were finished, I said, this is very much what I had in mind. And then someone said, remember your first draft? It's completely different. This is not the same movie at all. And I thought, no, but you adapt. You get to know the environment you shoot in, you get to know your cast, and then the pictures you get in your head are molded according to what you actually get to do, I think. And so that changes your expectations, but it's a film I'm extremely proud of, and that we made. We didn't have much time, we didn't have giant amounts of money, but it's very faithful to what I wanted to say and what I wanted to make with this. So,
And my last question to you is, what are you a fan of?
A fan? You mean of horror movies? Which horror movies?
Anything you're a fan of.
Oh, I'm a huge fan of horror movies, like any pretty much, but I'm a huge fan of Guillermo del Toro. I'm a huge fan of John Carpenter, Wes Craven, all the masters of horror movies.
This is amazing. So this is your passion?
Yes, it is. It really is. Since I was little, since watching the Disney cartoon with the skeletons in black and white, that was my thing.
You need my help, Daniel. That girl is in trouble.
Without you,
I'm nothing!